Hello and welcome to another game at the Mole Dota 2 tournament. My name's Niino and I'm going to be your English caster for today, and we're here with Artillery versus OOCF. Only others can follow, very long name. Just going to shorten it down to, I think it's O2F. Yes, it's actually O2F. So that'll be O2F for this game. We'll jump straight into the drafting phase. If you're not sure on how the drafting, how the system for the tournament's working, just watch one of my previous videos. It'll give you an idea. It's 16 teams, double elimination. There's 2 rounds. If you lose in the first round, which is this is what it is now. Drop down to losers bracket, and you have one more chance to come back. And if you lose down the losers bracket, unfortunately, you're eliminated. So yeah, hopefully one of these teams is going to move forward. The other one's going to have to move down into the lower bracket. Unfortunately, we can't make it friendly for both teams and move them straight forward. We have to do it the long and painful way. So we're going to jump straight into the picks and ban phases. I'm also going to close this because this is a replay. I was not able to cast this live. I was busy casting another game when this one also happened. But I wish I could cast them all at the same time, but unfortunately, I just can't. So for the moment, we have a Brewmaster and Razor ban for both teams. So Brewmaster, first tier ban material. You just don't want to deal with a Brewmaster. He dominates most of the lanes that he is put in. There are a few exceptions with some laning matchups, but overall, he does dominate most lane matchups, and he is a monster in those team fights with his ultimate, being able to split into the 3 Brewlings. Sometimes you can even use it to save your life, so Brewmaster's not necessarily going to be a easy kill either, but if you make him extend to using his ultimate, then I guess it's a good thing to put it on cooldown. It just means you don't get the kill on him. Whereas for Razor, he's a good mech carrier, and he's also naturally tanky, with also having that passive, any single target spells thrown on him, so for example stuns, slows, nukes, it slows you down quite a bit, in all honesty. A lot of the time people underestimate how much the slow is. So if you're going to turn around and you're being chased by a Razor, you can't turn around, throw a spell at him and keep running, because you'll be slowed down to as slow as just pretty much to a standstill, and he will get you anyway. So Razor, very good hero, but he's going to be banned this game. And there's going to be a Faceless Void ban coming out from Artillery, so there's going to be no Chronosphere setups for any of these teams, and there's also going to be no Stampede for either teams, with the Centaur ban coming out from O2F. There is still a Death Prophet in the pool. A couple of other heroes to note is the Doom. Doom's also a pretty popular pickup in this tournament. There is an Earthshaker. He's not normally banned in the first phase, but normally if you want to, you can definitely pick him up early just to secure the Earthshaker. Extremely good hero, able to use that fissure not only to disjoint ganks from anyone that's being gone on your team, but also able to really close the escape route for the enemy and definitely securing the kill on whoever is left behind. But Artillery, they decide to pick up the Ogre Magi, also a first tier support hero for the metagame. Incredibly tanky. He has a stun, he has a slow, and he has a buff, and he also has the chance of casting the multicasts after level 6. So Ogre Magi, pretty strong hero as well. What does O2F want to follow up with? What do they want to pick up as their first hero? Because half the time, you really want to secure some of those strong heroes during the early game. So they pick up a Scarlet Mage. So both teams securing their supports for this early game. They don't want to show their hand as of yet. They're just trying to keep the other team in the dark. They don't want to tell them if it's a team fight lineup. They don't want to tell them if it's a pushing lineup. They kind of want to keep them in the dark until they draft in the second phase. Normally you can tell what they want by the second phase, unless there is a good hero giveaway. There is an Earthshaker. Okay, so they're not going to give it away. It looks kind of team fighty at the moment, though. They have good team fight supports. They aren't very good at counter push, and they aren't good at pushing themselves, but they are good at getting pickoffs. So Earthshaker and Scarlet Mage, pretty strong combo together. Does Artillery want to pick up their other support as well, or do they want to pick up a core? There is a chance to pick up this core. They have actually burned through quite a bit of reserve time already, down to 47 seconds. Whereas O2F, they still have the minute and 42 seconds left. So they've got plenty of time to think about how they want to draft their lineup. Okay, so down to this reserve time. Artillery, what do you want to pick up? Do you want to pick up this core? Now, a couple of heroes that I know will definitely be banned are some of these offlaners. We already have 2 potential offlaners banned already with the Centaur and the the Faceless Void, but there's also a Timbersaw in the pool. There's also a Tidehunter in the pool. Timbersaw not normally banned. We don't normally see him. He has been that offlaner that has been in the dark. No one's been picking up lately. And Artillery really going through the reserve time. They're really considering how they want to draft their team. Oh my goodness, down to 10 seconds. They end up picking up the Ancient Apparition, so they pick up another support. So none of the teams picking up any core heroes as of yet. They don't know how they want to actually draft their lineups, but Artillery, they do have some team fight with this Ancient Apparition and his Ice Blast, whereas Ogre Magi, he's more single target, but he's going to be there for those team fights to help lock down any of those primary targets that his team is dealing with, whereas O2F, pretty much in the same position. Earthshaker going to be there to disjoint any of those unwanted ganks on a core hero, whereas Skywrath Mage is going to be there for the slow, the silence, and the nukes. So we have a Lycan ban from Artillery. I'm actually surprised Lycan made it through. He is a top tier ban, but he is banned for now. We're not going to see that split pushing wolf, and we're not going to see a Slark either. So O2F, they're banning out those really slippery actually, I think, yeah, actually, no, they are banning out the pretty slippery heroes, the really difficult ones to gank. The Razor, he is tanky, he would have built a mech. There was going to be a Stampede on the Centaur if he was going to be available, and there was also going to be a leap on the Slark. So Slark, we're not going to see him leaping around, shadow dancing, and dark pacting all of the stuns off him. Artillery, they have banned. They're kind of been team fighty ban, and then they decide to go for a push ban with the Lycan. So they're probably gonna deny pushing heroes if they ban the Lycan already. Otherwise, they want to focus on those really strong heroes. Okay, so I guess they're just going for those really important heroes they just don't want to deal with their lineup. They don't want to give a Viper to O2F. Viper is a very good mech carrier, and he's also really tanky with the corrosive skin. So magical damage, 25% extra magical resistance if he maxes a corrosive skin. And O2F, they ban a team fighter this time. They don't ban someone slippery. This is the Medusa. She is a great carry for this metagame because of how long the games normally go for. They go for about at least 40 minutes. If you finish a game earlier, then that's probably one of the luckier games, but 40 minutes is the average. They do get the 50-60 minute games where Medusa excels at if she has the farm. She gets so much farm, she gets so tanky, she has so much to work with, and she also has the great ultimate in the Stone Gaze. If you have some good physical right clickers aside from the Medusa and someone on the other side gets Stone Gazed, they take a lot of physical damage. The only thing is you don't take magical damage. So Skywrath Mage, he will be crying for a little bit if there was going to be a Stone Gazed enemy, because all he could do is hit him with his little pea shooter. Okay, so we're going into the second phases of bans. O2F, they're going to have to pick up one of their cores, but do they want to pick up their mid, their carry, or their offlane first? I'm actually thinking a offlane pickup first might not reveal their intentions for their draft as of yet. They have plenty of time to work with as well, and they have a lot of options available for them. If they want to go for a carry, there is a Morphling. Morphling has been pretty okay in this meta. Anti-Mage, not so much. He hasn't been too lucky. He has been picked off by these teams. They have punished any teams that have picked up Anti-Mage. So Anti-Mage, not a very popular pick as of yet. Another carry available. Actually, they go for the Elder Titans. They have the Elder Titan Aura and the Echo Stomp to work with, as well as the Earth Splitter. That's 35% HP from anyone that's caught in the Earth Splitter. So that's quite a bit of damage, especially during the late game. It scales very well. It's based on percentage. It's not actually an actual digit. So Elder Titan, great in that way. It's just, the thing with Elder Titan is he's actually not that tanky, but he's not squishy either. He's kind of in the middle. He's probably on the same level as an Earthshaker in terms of tank. So he's not like that Centaur who's got a ton of HP that's going to be built into him, and he's not like that Tidehunter who has something like a Kraken Shell. Elder Titan, he only has the Echo Stomp and the Aura to really help him. Although the Aura won't save him if he actually gets ganked on. But Artillery, they pick up the Death Prophet, who manages to make it through the second phases of ban. So teams ignoring that Death Prophet and leaving her until this stage, and going to be swiped up by Artillery. That's going to be plenty of physical damage going in their way with the ghosts from the Exorcism, and also magical damage from the Crypt Swarm and the Silence. Death Prophet, very disruptive hero. What can O2F do to deal with the Death Prophet? A lot of the time you have to have a lot of early aggression and a lot of burst to really drop the Death Prophet before she can really do that sustained damage with the Exorcism. So if they want to go for a burst lineup, a team fight burst lineup, then they can. It just means that their push is going to be lacking unless they can find something that does both pretty well. But there's not many heroes that can actually do that. Who can actually burst and push at the same time? Well, there's the burst. That's the Necrophos with the Reaper's Scythe. So I presume that they're going to be focusing the Reaper's Scythe on the Death Prophet so that they can actually get rid of her Exorcism, because nobody wants to deal with the Exorcism. So that's a decent pickup. That's also going to be some sustain for the team. Necrophos, great healer. If he can get those items, he will become tanky. So he won't be able to be that easy kill that he is during the early game. And also, when there are going to be these long drawn out team fights, his aura is going to be really great. It's going to slowly degenerate artillery's HP, or at least if it doesn't degenerate their HP, then it will lower their HP regeneration rate. Nyx Assassin picked up by artillery, so that's probably going to be their off lane. So interesting pick there. Nyx Assassin, not a popular pick at all for the metagame. He doesn't really, I don't think he scales that well unless you give him items, and it looks like he's going to be in that core position anyway. So the Nyx, he will have some items, but I don't know if he wants to build into damage or utility. It looks like it might actually have to be a utility Nyx Assassin, Death Prophet having to do the majority of the damage, and then they'll have a safe lane carry to do some more damage. Whether it be physical or magical, we don't know as of yet. If they want magical damage, what can they pick up? I think they could just pick up the Morphling, really. Morphling's not too bad. Luna's also available. Anti-Mage banned by O2F. They know they need a carry, so they ban the Anti-Mage. So there is a Morphling in the pool. There is a Luna in the pool. What else is a decent carry? If they want to go for physical damage, they could go for a PA. The only thing is they have to deal with the Necrophos Reaper's Scythe. So artillery, they banned the Juggernaut, which would have been a pretty okay pickup for O2F. Having the spin, having the healing wards, they have more healing aside from the Necrophos, and also having the Juggernaut ultimate where he's going to be invulnerable during the whole duration. So if he manages to pull that off during one of the team fights, if artillery decide to split, that means they're pretty much going to have either one hero tanking the whole damage and potentially dropping, or sharing the damage between their team, and maybe even dropping down to half if it's an Aghanim's Juggernaut, but there's no Jug in this game. So this is the last pick for O2F. What do they want to pick up? They can pick up a mid, unless they want to put the Necrophos mid and have a safe lane carry. It's completely up to them. That was probably why artillery banned out the Juggernaut, because he would have done pretty okay. Yeah, so actually O2F decided to pick up the PA themselves. They're not afraid of the Death Prophet. The issue with PA is she is extremely squishy, and if she doesn't get the farm that she needs, she's pretty much going to be a really aggressive creep. That's my best description of a PA who has no items. She's a really aggressive creep. She will do a couple of crits that will hurt for a little bit, but until she gets that HP, or if she's going to go for that farming item to farm up those HP items, she's going to be pretty susceptible to ganks, especially from this Nyx Assassin if they want to use the Vendetta to set up some of these kills, because PA, she is squishy when she doesn't have items. And artillery, they are down to no time, like almost no time at all to pick. That's their last pick. They pick up the Omni Knight. Interesting decision. So this looks like it's going to be a core Omni Knight for artillery. So this will be, yeah, this has to be a off-lane Nyx Assassin, unless they want to do an aggressive tri-lane with the Omni Knight. It is viable. The only issue is a lot of the time I see farming Omni Knights, and I don't know. Omni Knight, he's a great support, and you can give him farm if you want. It's just that there's a lot of other heroes that probably do better with the farm. So they're just going to have the Omni Knight, I guess. Maybe they're going to use the repel on the Death Prophet so that she can't get Reaper's Scythe during these engagements. The only thing is that if someone on O2F decides to buy a Diffusal Blade, that's not actually an item PA would pick up, so it would be an unusual pickup. But if anyone can pick up the Diffusal Blade, it can dispel the Omni Knight repel. That's the only thing that people don't like about Omni Knight. You can dispel not only the repel, but I believe you can also dispel the Guardian Angel. So if you have the Diffusal Blade, Guardian Angel will be taken off at least one person. But I don't think anyone O2F will actually pick it up, unless the PA wants to. I don't know. PA, she just doesn't pick it up. I've never seen a PA with a Diffusal Blade. Maybe it's just the games I've been watching, but yeah, that's pretty much my opinion. but it is a aggressive tri-lane. It looks like it's going to be aggressive unless they're just here to plop down the wards. There's one observer ward on the ancient apparition and 2 sentry wards. There were 4 heroes in the jungle for O2F, and there is going to be a quick pause. I will fast forward this because this is a replay because nobody wants to wait. Here we go. So that's going to be the unpause. I just had to press the 10-second button 3 times, and here we go, we're back into the game. If only we had this button during real games and there were going to be long pauses. But lo and behold, we have it now. We don't have to deal with the pauses for this replay. There's one observer ward. Okay, so they decided to put the observer ward in a defensive position just so that when they're in this aggressive tri-lane, which it looks like it might be, actually Ancient Apparition, Nyx is actually going to be caught out. He has cut through the trees. He does pop the spike carapace. He didn't go for the first level in Impale, and he is going to be able to get out, but he loses a lot of HP. He even pops his salve, and it does get cancelled there. So, miscalculation from Nyx, thinking he wouldn't get hit. He does get the... Scarif Mage did get the one last hit in, and that's going to cancel out that salve. So, a bit of a mistake there. But he shouldn't be too bad. He did get pulled 2 tangos immediately by the 2 supports. Scarif Mage, he is in the lane. He is invisible, and he wants to try and go for a gank. Who are they going to go for? There's no one... Actually, they could go for the Ancient Apparition if he steps out of line AA. He does have a very low HP pool, but Nyx taking the brunt of the damage. And it looks like the 2 supports are trying to zone out the 2 heroes here on the side of O2F. There's some harass going out into AA, down to 270 HP already, and he has no tangos. He did give 1 tango to the Nyx Assassin, who had to regen quite a bit, although it might have been a little bit of overkill, but Ogre Magi, he still has tangos to share with the Ancient Apparition if he needs to. I'll introduce the players really quickly, just before anything happens. Now, on our Earthshaker for O2F, he's being played by Francior FBLS, pretty long name. And then on our Scarif Mage, it's being played by Furu Fioria. We have on our Necrophos being played by Cementus Grin. In the mid for them, they have Poop on their PA. And finally on... oh god. Oh, well, good pause. Anyways, on the Elder Titan being played by XOT. He is a stand-in for O2F for today. On the side of Artillery, we have another stand-in as well. Playing on the Omni Knight, Hoi. In the middle, on the Death Prophet being actually a stand-in as well, being played by Nanika. And then finally, in their aggressive tri-lane, which hopefully we won't miss the kill since we are here already, Yami, the stand-in on the AA, Wu, also a stand-in on the Nyx Assassin, and lastly, we have Jay Tekuya on the Ogre Magi with a smoke in hand. If he wants to use that, he is standing pretty far back. Set of Tango is going to be delivered to the Ancient Apparition, and there's actually a Soul Ring recipe that looks like it's going to go to the Omni Knight up top. Does Omni Knight have all the pieces? No, he's actually still going to need that Ring of Regen. Ring of Health, Ring of Regen. Yeah, Ring of Regen's a small one. I was thinking, oh, which one's the small one? They both sound awfully the same. And Death Prophet definitely getting the better end of this middle lane. PA only getting 6 of these last hits, but not doing too badly. It looks like there's an engagement. I just missed it. Necrophos getting picked off by the 3 heroes there. So Earthshaker, the moment he leaves the lane, his teammate unfortunately dies. And he did have a haste stream. He did think he would have actually gotten back in time, but unfortunately he didn't. So that is the safe lane carry for O2F, dropping to the aggressive tri-lane of Artillery. And PA, he's going to go up and take this bounty rune from the Death Prophet. Something that he needs. He will be missing a little bit of CS from the creeps that are under the tower, but he is already having a hard time. Does he have... No, he did not go for the Quelling Blade. And Death Prophet doing a significant amount of right-click damage compared to the PA. Going to have to resort to farming with the daggers. The 2 supports here... Well, the 1 support and the farmer in the aggressive tri-lane, they're going to contest the pull, and they're going to take the creep wave. There actually is a concussive shot, and the fissure, unfortunately, pushing them on the other side of the trees. So they don't get stuck in, but there was a chilling touch deployed on all the heroes onto Artillery. They don't get the Nyx Impale on the Scarif Mage, so he does get out just because of how quick he's moving. 325 movement speed. Actually, there are boots on the Ogre Magi, so... Yeah, actually 2 of the heroes already have boots. Nyx Assassin having boots and the Ogre Magi. AA, unfortunately, a little bit poor, not able to get his boots as of yet. He did have to buy tangos. And there's going to be the courier used by the Death Prophet. Is that a bottle? No, there's a pair of boots. I'm guessing she already has the bottle. There we go. There is a bottle on the Death Prophet. I did not see this. There was a fissure thrown out, but they're not going to be able to grab any kills, but they're just going to harass out the heroes. AA taking significant amounts of damage again. Nyx Assassin not doing too badly. He did pick up a magic stick, so he will be able to regen a little bit just with every spell casted during the game. ET, he's doing, actually Omni Knight's doing exceptionally well against this Elder Titan. This Omni Knight, he has 68 base damage, whereas the Elder Titan, he's doing okay. He actually gets the spirit boost, so I'm not too sure what he's doing for base damage. Some more harassment going on to the tri-lane of artillery. PA, he did head bottom to chase up the Death Prophet, but Death Prophet picking up the rune. It was a bounty rune? Yes, it was a bounty rune. So, yeah, the bounty rune going to the Death Prophet, and PA definitely getting harassed down. There was a chilling touch deployed on the heroes here. You can see by the hands, they are all bright blue, and they know that they're dealing that extra 50 damage, and that's so much damage, especially on a couple of these heroes. Necrophreeze, he did see this, and he did back out. The two supports, they are smoked up behind the PA, but the Death Prophet's not here. He's farming in the jungle. He's going to head back into the middle lane as soon as he realizes that PA is on, or farming basically on his own, and the two supports, they're going to rotate to the middle. Here we go. They were going to go up top because they didn't see the Death Prophet. Now they see her, and they're going to come in from around the back. Death Prophet, got to be careful. There's already the blink in by the PA and the dagger, but there is going to be an Omni Knight as a support. There is a nice fissure, and they do block out the Death Prophet, so Death Prophet does get picked off. Omni Knight not able to help his teammate. He did have the ultimate and the purification available, but unfortunately, purification did not come out fast enough. The animation taking a little bit too long, and there was a little dagger crit just there on the Omni Knight. And for the bottom lane, again, Necrophreeze, he has to resort to farming up the small camp with the creeps just because he can't actually go into this lane. He can get picked off. There's 2 stuns and a delayed stun really for the ancient apparition, the cold feet, but he will always throw that out last just because he can always fall back onto the Nyx stun and the Ogre Magi stun. So the moment the Ogre Magi lands a stun on any hero here, it's going to be a Nyx follow-up stun and then also the cold feet from the ancient apparition. There's a double damage on the ancient apparition though, so he'll be dealing some significant damage. There is a nice fissure from the Earthshaker. Nyx Assassin is blocked up, and he's going to get picked off. Actually, no, he's going to pop the Spike Carapace. There is cold feet thrown onto the Earthshaker. He is going to freeze in place. They do pick up the Nyx, but they also get a return kill on the Earthshaker. But unfortunately, ancient apparition, he is going to die here. So it's 2 kills going on the side of O2F. They don't get the Ogre Magi. He is too tanky, so that's some nice kills going to O2F just there. And Nyx Assassin going to TP straight back into the lane. He can't afford to let the Necrophreeze farm up. So he is going to be aggressively pushing forward, and he's just going to hit those ranged creeps just to scare him off. Hey, I might go on you. I might go on you, so just be careful. I have an impale ready just for you. But unfortunately not able to throw that out onto the Necrophreeze. Necrophreeze level 5, almost level 6, so he will be getting that Reaper Scythe relatively quickly. We haven't seen much happening in this top lane. There has been no ganks, there's been no kills. No one's been close to dying. And just missed a kill in the middle. It was a kill on the Death Prophet. There was also the rotation from the 2 supports there. So they both get EXP and some assist gold. But that was actually... it was only an Arcane Bolt, surprisingly enough. So they didn't really need much to get the Death Prophet kill. But Ogre Magi getting a little bit low. There is the Cold Feet deployed on the PA. But she's going to blink to her teammate and she won't be frozen in place. So nice play there. Not overextending. Just there to harass out the supports. And looks like AA is going to be taking the brunt of the damage now. PA, dagger's going to be on cooldown. There we go, there's the dagger on cooldown. She sees the Omni Knight, and she's just going to throw it on the Omni Knight. The dagger, it's so cheap. You don't really have to worry about your mana with the dagger. It's only 15 mana if you max it out. Death Prophet continuously farming up this large camp. So Death Prophet definitely getting some gold her way, but she's also, because the Omni Knight's left the lane, this means Elder Titan does get a free lane to himself, but Omni Knight, he has come back. He is probably going to do some harassment with the purification when his soul ring is on cooldown. So Elder Titan backing up immediately, worried that there might be some backup coming up top him. Actually, he's going to be lingering around. Ogre Magi is coming up from the river. Elder Titan just going to use the spirit and farm up the jungle, and he sees the Ogre Magi, so he knows that he's up here. The Nyx Assassin going for that first, for the urn first. Nice fissure there from the Earthshaker. Not going to block him off completely though, so Nyx able to walk out from that. But Nyx, he is getting pretty close to that urn. He just needs the Sage's Mask, and then he needs to pick up the rest of the items. Death Prophet actually being harassed out by the PA now. So PA on the, Death Prophet on the back end, although she is getting some significant farm from that camp in her jungle. So PA, because she's able to harass out the Death Prophet and tell her that she is a threat, Death Prophet will not engage on the PA. Looks like Scarif Mage might actually be going for a urn himself. He's got a Gauntlet of Strength and also the Sage's Mask. So he just needs a recipe and another Gauntlet, and he should have that. So with those two pieces, I really think it should be that urn. Urn very strong since it received the buff. It now does pure damage. I think it's pure damage. Hang on, I'm gonna double check the Nyx's. No, he doesn't even have the urn yet. I'll have to check the recipe. Maybe click the courier. It does. Yeah, so it deals pure damage now. Before it did magical damage, and it didn't actually do that much just because of how people had naturally had that yeah, magical resistance. Death Prophet, she's going to pick up a bounty rune down bottom, whereas Elder Titan picked up the regen rune up top. Although I'm surprised they didn't give that to the PA, unless they gave the bottle to the Elder Titan. No, he's actually used up mana. It's interesting to oh no, he has a bottle of his own. Never mind, my mistake. I was wondering why he picked up the regen rune if there was a bottle on the PA. And there might be another skirmish. There are 3 heroes. 2 of them are in the jungle. They want to grab something. Earthshaker is on his own. He might not get caught though. Nyx might find him in the jungle though, if he decides to go. No, he's going to go around the other side. So Earthshaker here is going to be alive for another day. Not going to get caught out by the Nyx. Necrophage having 2 braces as well, so tanking up in this lane. He knows he needs his HP, because if he doesn't have the HP to survive the initial onslaught, chances are he won't be able to make it. And don't forget, he also has the heal to work with, so if he manages to get a Death Pulse out, that's going to be a 130 HP heal for himself, as well as the damage going onto the enemy, so that's going to be some sustain for him. And if he can keep running, he can definitely wait for the 5-second cooldown to pop another one. So it's great hero. If he can survive the first set of bursts, then he can definitely outrun them, and hopefully TP support will come in to help him, and they might be able to clean up a couple of kills. We did see this earlier in the tournament. There is a stun though. There is another follow-up stun from the Ogre Magi. There is the Cold Feet. I think he's going to be able to make it out in time. There was a nice fissure from the Earthshaker, but unfortunately Necrophage turning around instead of continuously running back. There is the Omnionite here. He did heal up the Ogre Magi, but PA is also here as well. They do pick up the Ogre Magi kill, and they might be able to grab something else. Ultimate deployed by the Omni Knight, but he might get finished off here. He does repel himself, so he will be able to get out, but the Nyx, they might want to go on the Nyx instead, because this repel is going to be helping the Omni Knight get out. There's going to be the engagement on the Nyx. They do pick up the Nyx kill. There is a spirit thrown out by the Elder Titan, and do they want to go on this Ancient Apparition? Oh, he gets crit by the PA, so lucky RNG gods blessing the PA just there. Ogre Magi, I don't know if he bought back, but he is back in the fray. They do pick up the Elder Titan kill, and PA going to go straight onto this Omni Knight. Omni Knight though, he does repel himself, and PA, he's going to be taking some damage. Now he is being chased up by the Nyx Assassin. There is going to be an impale in about 4 seconds. There is a silence though, and he's going to be finished off by the Reaper Scythe. So nice engagement there from O2F, and they might get another kill here on the Ogre Magi. PA though, she is dropping low. There is a Death Prophet here who has actually used up her ultimate already. PA running around, juking around the trees, bottling up. They're going to get a nice kill on the Death Prophet as well, and they get the Ogre Magi, so they get both kills. Unfortunately, RT not able to get any of the kills there. They only get a Elder Titan kill who was isolated in the river, and it did get picked off with the Purification, but aside from that, massive loss there for RD. They lost a lot more than this. The fight did drag on for a little bit, so unfortunately the kill graph not able to record everything, but the Omni Knight, he did not drop for the engagement. Ogre Magi has died twice. Ancient Apparition, he did die once. Nyx, I think he died once, and the Death Prophet died once as well, so plenty of kills going to O2F. They've got to be happy with that engagement. And PA, she has picked up her Helm of the Dominator. I don't know how long she's had that for, but she's got up to 500 gold now. Does she have anything on the courier? No, she doesn't. So that has to be a fresh Helm of the Dominator. So that's going to be some HP regeneration for her, and that's going to be a Satanic for her. For later on in the game, she won't pick up the Titanic first. She needs something else. But they're going to actually try and go for the Ogre Magi. Nice fissure. They're going to block out the exit for the Ogre Magi, and they do get the kill. But unfortunately, PA going to get stuck in place, and AA going to linger for a little bit longer, throw out a last hit before running away. But there is a There is an invisible Nyx assassin, and PH is going to get finished off here if the Nyx can time the stun right. There we go. Going to be finished off. Yep, there we go. There was the mana burn and also the last click to get the PA. So Nyx getting a nice kill for himself there. And Earthshaker being caught out on his own. Was trying to grab a kill on the Ancient Apparition, but he's going to be punished for his greedy play. So unfortunately a little too greedy, and he does get picked off by the support from Artie. Elder Titan, he is on top by himself. Death Prophet, now during that engagement, I'm pretty sure Death Prophet got the middle tower because she had her exorcism on cooldown. If she had it for that fight, it might have been a different story for her team, but she did get the middle tower, but they had some grave losses. Scarlet Mage coming in from the back. There is a Earthshaker coming in, but there's going to be support here for Artie as well. The Ogre Magi and the Death Prophet, they are coming. Oh, nice Echo Slam. They do get the next assassin kill, but they've actually locked in the Scarlet Mage in the trees here, so they're going to get a Earthshaker kill, but they also get the Skywrath kill. So both supports dropping down there, and that was actually a unstoppable streak as well on the Scarlet Mage. So all that gold going to the Death Prophet, about 700 of it. That actually might be a return kill though. Elder Titan, he did throw the Echo Stomp, and he also threw out the ultimate. PH is taking a lot of damage from these ghosts from the Death Prophet. She might actually drop down here if she doesn't get out as fast as she can, and it's going to be finished off by the Ogre Magi. And oh, nice finish off by the Necrolite. He actually has a Dagon, so he finished off the Death Prophet really quickly. He is healing himself up with his new his Death Pulse, and they're going to try and pursue off for the Omni Knight, but there is support in the Nyx Assassin. He is invisible, and he does manage to get a kill on the Necrophos. So some nice return kills there going to O2 if they get an unstoppable streak from the Scarlet Mage. They also get the mid PA and the safe lane Necrophos. So nice kills there for Artie, but they did lose their Death Prophet. So one of their cores dropping down, but they get two cores in return, really. They don't get the Elder Titan. He is considered the other core, but he's actually done pretty well for farm. Has a mechanism. Scarlet Mage just lingering around the river. He did put a sentry ward down just to check if there was an observer ward. This is a popular spot here for observer wards just because it gives you plenty of vision in this vicinity, and a lot of the times it shows you if there's going to be a Roche rotation or if there's going to be a gank rotation coming up in this direction. So unfortunately, because it's a replay, I can't draw on the map, so you won't be able to see my lovely white arrows or my masterwork scribbles. PA just going to pick up this this illusion rune here for herself, so she will be able to fill up her bottle for one charge. And there's a sentry ward deployed by the Ancient Apparition. Not going to see this sentry ward, but PA, she throws out the dagger on the PA and on the AA, and he's taking tons of damage, but she will be frozen in place by the cold feet. But there was a nice fissure from the Earthshaker, going to actually disjoint them, but no, there was the urn charge that would have finished off the PA, and they do manage to get the PA kill there. So PA, she gets a kill for herself, but she gets finished off as well by two heroes on the side of Artie. Elder Titan, he's got to be careful. There are two heroes rotating up top. It's the Omni Knight. For some reason, I keep calling him Ogre Magi. Maybe it's just because they both start with O, but there is the Omni Knight and the Death Prophet here as well. I think he may have clipped the vision of the Death Prophet just now. I might be wrong. He might not know she's there. Now he does. He knows that she's there. Oh no, he would have seen her with the creep wave, and she's going to go after just to see if he is actually close. But no, he was quite far away. She does have a Yule Scepter though, so there is the Yule Scepter on the Death Prophet just to set up the kills if they need to. But there's going to be a massive smoke rotation here for O2F. Three of their heroes, the Necrolite, the Scarlet Mage, and the Earthshaker, they want to grab a kill. They might be able to grab the Omni Knight if they can get a good fissure. There's no block, but they do get at the Reaper's Scythe, and that's going to be a dead Omni Knight no matter how much he wants to get out of there, even if he wants to try and repel himself. Unfortunately, not able to do so. There is a Nyx Assassin in his Vendetta. He is coming around the back. There's no sentry wards, so O2F, they don't know if he's going to be coming in, but this Nyx Assassin, he is worried that there might be sentry wards deployed on the ground, so he might have gotten picked off, but there are none as of yet, but he doesn't know this, so he's going to be going around the long way. He's going to go from the north. He's going to be coming down towards the Elder Titan. Who does he want to go on? The Elder Titan might be the easier target, but he has a mech. There is an Echo Stomp that's going to be deployed by the Elder Titan, so just kind of pushing away the Nyx. His team wasn't even close to him, so even if he tried to go for that engagement, he wouldn't have been. He would have been caught out on his own. Unfortunately, his team would not have been able to save him. Now it's only 3 heroes here for Artie. There was Carapace deployed by the Nyx Assassin just to stun up the Elder Titan, but they might be able to grab the kill here. No, the Fission not able to keep the Nyx Assassin in place for long enough, but they're actually rotating these 2 heroes. Is there a concussive shot? No, it's on cooldown for another 11 seconds. They're not going to be able to grab the kill there, but they might be able to get a counter kill on the Necrophos. They do throw out the Ice Blast, and actually Death Prophet taking tons of damage. Dagon down by the Necrolite. So Necrophos not scared. There was the ultimate used by the Omni Knight, but it's not going to save them from magical damage. It only saved him from physical damage. So Omni Knight, he was there to help his team, but unfortunately not able to do enough. He was too far away. He just TP'd into the tower, and he might get picked off. There was a tower that's going to go to the Earthshaker, and Omni Knight, he is in big trouble. He did run west instead of heading in the other direction. He heals a creep for some strange reason before he dies. Maybe just to do something nice before he goes back into the earth. So that's actually a team wipe on the side of Artie. OTF on top of these engagements so far. Excuse me, just having a drink. My throat's feeling pretty bad today. But they might be able to get a free T2 tower here if Artie don't want to engage. It's going to be 4v5 for a while. Omni Knight won't be able to be around. Actually, there's a PA in the middle. So PA is actually not with her team at all. She's going to throw the Stifling Dagger at the DP just so that she doesn't taste her. And that's a extra 2 levels. There was a Courier Snipe on the Nyx, and Nyx does get that, but that was actually nothing on there. It did deliver the Dagon. What Dagon is it? Dagon 3? Dagon 3 on the Necrolite. They might be able to get a kill here. Oh, they managed to snipe down the Nyx. So Nyx, thinking he could have gotten the kill, he did not. There was a dagger thrown it onto the Ancient Apparition, also throwing out the Ice Blast and the Cold Feet. PA going to be frozen in place, but AA might be finished off here by the urn here. He won't be able to live. PA, she's dropping a little bit low. She's not scared, though. She has her team with her. There is a nice vision that's going to block out the exit for the Death Prophet, and she might get finished off here. That's the end of the Death Prophet. And Omni Knight, he just respawned, not able to do anything for his team. I'm surprised he actually has a Aghanim Scepter. I was wondering how his ultimate reached his team so far during that earlier engagement, but he has the Ags, but it's not going to be able to do much for them. They're not relying so much on physical damage as of yet. That there's actually a lot of magical damage. It's the Dagon from the Necrolite, his nuke, as well as the Reaper's Scythe. Then you have the nukes coming out from the Earthshaker. His Enchant Totem, that's physical though, so that's a little bit different. Nyx coming in from around the back. He is in Vendetta. He wants to try and grab something. There's actually a Sentry Ward here, so they may be able to see him in time. They're going to go onto the Necrolite. Necrolite taking tons of damage, does get finished off by the Purification from the Omni Knight, and there's going to be the death of the Elder Titan as well. He's not going to be able to get out. Actually, he's going to try and TP out. Is there a stun available? There was the stun, and there was a multicast as well. So Ogre Magi getting the kill there on the TPing Elder Titan. Earthshaker, he is stuck in the trees. He is scared. Nexus was chasing after him. Checks the trees to see if he was TPing out, but no, he isn't there. He's hiding in the trees, and he might be able to find him. Earthshaker, you might want to be careful. He has support in the invisible PA. They do see the Earthshaker now. PA getting nuked all the way down. They do get the Phantom Assassin killed, and this is going to be a death on the Earthshaker as well. Do they have another stun? They don't have a stun available. No! Ogre Magi not able to deploy the stun fast enough. So they did get the Earthshaker out, but they lost their mid PA instead. So I think that wasn't a favourable trade. I would have preferred the Earthshaker to die and let the PA perish. I'm sorry, let the PA continue pushing out middle instead of coming up top. Not sure what she was trying to do up there. It was 3 heroes, and she's still pretty squishy. She has not much HP to work with yet. She's going towards a BKB. Sorry, I had to fix up my cables. But she is very close to that BKB. She has the Ogre Club, and she's got the Mithril Hammer, and she needs a recipe up next. And it won't be too long. She's pretty close. She just needs 1.3k gold to finish off the recipe, and she's already up to 800. So she's doing pretty well for herself. This Omni Knight, he's doing pretty okay for the team. Not as high impact as he would like to be, unfortunately. There is a hasted Ancient Apparition going down to the southeast. He might want to put a ward. He actually is going to sit around the middle for a moment. Vendetta popped on the Nyx Assassin. They want to try and get another kill again. They might be able to grab the PA, or is he going to go for an easier kill? There is a Scarith Mage in the neighborhood. He might get picked off here. 1k HP. No, Nyx. Going the wrong way. Not going to be able to find that PA, but he does find an Earthshaker. Does he want to go an Earthshaker? He can actually get stunned up by the Earthshaker Enchant Totem instead. And the Ice Blast not going to hit anyone, so it's going to indicate that there was a Nyx Assassin in the neighborhood, and Scarith Mage, he might know this. He might not know him. It's going to be engaged on. There is a Omni Knight here as well to throw out the Purification, and there we go. That is a dead Scarith Mage. Another bounty rune going to the PA. Let's take a look quickly at net worth. So at the moment, Necrolite is in the lead. He has... I'm surprised he didn't go for the mech. They decided to put the mech on the Elder Titan. Elder Titan, definitely a viable mech carrier. A lot of the time, though, you don't normally see it on him. You'd see it on someone else, but he does carry it this game. He has a Dagon 3 on the Necro first. Oh, they were not aware of these two heroes here. There is a Nyx assassin. They're gonna get the kill on the Elder Titan, on the Earthshaker, and Nyx is gonna try and finish up the Elder Titan. He is gonna be able to mech himself up to a healthy HP percentage, and PA gonna get the kill there. Actually, Necrophase snagging that kill on the heroes. So they only get the 2 supports, whereas they lose their offlane Nyx assassin to their to Team O2F. So not that great for them. They lost a big hero. Whereas O2F, they just lost the 2 supports. Now, I'm going to continue talking about these items because I never had the chance to. Necrophase getting closer and closer to the Aghanim Scepter. He has the point booster and he's sitting on 1.6k gold, so that's going to be one of the components. He can get another one in about 320 gold, and then he'll need another 1k for that last piece, and then it'll be an Aghanim Scepter on him. So he's doing very well for farm. He's got no shortage of farm. He's got 12 of these kills so far with the Reaper's Scythe, so Necrophase having the time of his life. Omni Knight just going to snag that bounty rune, and he picks up a Reaver as well, so he's building up HP. He's not going to be building any more utility for his team, unless this is going to be something... I don't think... You can't build anything for your team with the Reaver. Maybe he's just going to go for a heart, just so he has constant HP regeneration for himself, added tank, and then maybe he can focus on his heals on another hero. He's also a strength-based hero, so he will be dealing some okay physical damage, 135 per right click, not including armor reductions, probably going to be dropped down to something like 110, 120. And there is going to be a aggressive smoke here by O2F. They smoke up the whole team. They want to grab a kill. They can try and go on the Omni Knight if they want to. They're going to have to get that silence. They actually blink in and commit the Echo Slam for him as well, and they do get him. They throw everything at this Omni Knight. There was the Dagon, the Echo Slam, the Fissure, the Enchant Totem, the Silence, and the Arcane Bolt, and also the PA with the dagger. And we can't forget the Elder Titan Spirit. So he was there. So the whole team contributing to that kill. And the best part was they didn't even have to use a Reaper's Scythe for that. So that means that Reaper's Scythe will be available for this engagement, which may happen in a moment. Impale, thrown out by the Nyx Assassin. They actually get the PA. She is sitting in that the Ice Blast for a moment. PA trying to go grab a kill. She did pop a BKB as well for that, but nice force staff on the Nyx Assassin, pushing him back into base, so he won't be picked off there by O2F. So Nyx will be able to live for another day. Actually, he was his own force staff, so good for him. Thought it might have been a teammate. Fissure thrown out onto the AA, taking a little bit of damage. There is invisibility rune popped on the PA, but there is a sentry ward here deployed by Artie, so they will know if this PA decides to engage into their T3 or not, but they might be able to find something else in the Death Prophet. No, she's going to TP out just in time. She won't get picked off by O2F. And that's a free T2 tower going to O2F. So unfortunately, Artie not able to defend it, but they have smoked up. They want to try and do something. They're not going to be spotted by this Observer Ward here, so it's going to be a bit of a surprise for O2F. They see them from the Earthshaker. They're going to throw everything on the Earthshaker, actually. They want to get rid of him in this fight as quickly as possible. He did get force-staffed out, and he does have Fissure available, but he's just being targeted by the Death Prophets. But unfortunately, Ogre Magi getting picked off by the... Actually, yeah, people are dying, sorry. I can't keep track of these kills. Death Prophet continuously chasing. She has been repelled, and she's going to actually focus on the Scarab Mage. He is an easier kill than these two heroes here, but the Omni Knight, he is being pursued by this Necrophos and the Elder Titan. There was a Reaper Scythe used, I think. Yeah, they did use the Reaper Scythe. Not sure who on at the moment. I'll have to find out for you shortly. And PA throwing out the dagger, and she's trying to blink onto the Death Prophet. The Exorcism has expired, so they can definitely go on this PA now. She's going to be slowed incredibly by the Stifling Dagger. They have no more stuns, though. There we go, bursted down by the Necrophos with the Dagon 3. The Omni Knight, he does get out. He was the tankier target, but Death Prophet, she is the higher priority kill. So if they get the chance to kill her, if the Death Prophet Exorcism does run out, then you definitely want to use everything on her, just because at the moment she is that main physical damage dealer for Artie. Omni Knight not dealing as much as he could be, only 135. Nowhere near his next item as of yet. So I actually presume this might be a heart. I don't see this being anything like a Satanic. I think Satanic would be a bit of a silly item. Even with the Bloodlust, even though he's dealing 135 every 87 seconds, I don't think it's quite enough. He needs a little bit more than that. So unfortunately, Omni Knight. He's not able to do some of those significant right clicks as of yet. But what does he want to go for? Maybe, actually, there is an item that I'm forgetting, and that is the Abyssal Blade. If they want to put an Abyssal Blade onto the... No, it's not a Abyssal Blade. You need a... You need a Sacred Relic for that. Never mind. Never mind. Oh my goodness, my brain. For some reason, I thought you can make a Abyssal Blade with a Reaver. Oh my goodness. It might be a Roshan attempt here for O2F. They definitely want to put that on the PA. PA has a Skull Basher now, so she does have a chance of throwing out the Mini Basher. Scarif Mage trying to do what, but she's going to run into a Nyx Assassin and the Omni Knight here. They actually throw the Reaper Scythe on him, and then Omni Knight just get completely annihilated. Scarif Mage, he is able to get out. There was the Mana Burn, though, thrown out on the Scarif Mage, and he does get picked off by the Nyx Assassin, but that's 3 heroes already down for Artie. That might be a free Roshan here for O2F. They don't feel worried about this Death Prophet or the Ancient Apparition. Death Prophet, she is down. She was trying to head to the Roche Pit, but she sees her whole team, well, 3 of her teammates dropping down, so she's going to have to return to the jungle to do something else. She can't actually contest with 3 heroes. She has no BKB to work with, which is actually buying up a Reaver, probably for the heart. So she's trying to tank up as much as she can. The only thing is she's got to be careful about this magical burst coming out from O2F. If she decides to go for that BKB, she will be able to deal a lot more damage. Just so that just because she won't have to be worried about being slowed, being stunned, being silenced or anything by the side of O2F, because at the moment they have superior disable compared to Artie, who they do have a Nyx Assassin who does have his own 2 disables, but he needs to get hurt for one of them, whereas the other one, it is a skill shot. It's not a big AoE. There is in line of sight though, so it's a straight stun. They have the Ogre Magi who can only throw out 1 stun every, I believe it's 8 seconds. Yeah, so 8 seconds, whereas the Ancient Apparition, he only has the poor cold feed, so I don't really want to consider that a stun unless someone actually stays in the area for long enough. And Death Prophet, she is pushing up the top tower by herself. It does get glyphed up. There's 2 heroes up here, so they might be able to get the Death Prophet. Earthshaker, he is going to blink forward, throw out the enchant tome, and there's going to be the Fissure, and they do finish her off. So the two supports alone able to get the kill on the Death Prophet. So nice kill on the 2 supports for O2F there, whereas the rest of the team, they are engaging down bottom. Necrolite able to get a kill on the Nyx Assassin, and they might re-engage here. There was the ultimate thrown out by the Omni Knight, so they're going to be safe for a little bit longer. They have to be careful. Do they want to go into this? There's no BKB. Actually, there's no BKB on the PA. It's already been used, but she has the Aegis, so she shouldn't be too worried, but she could get bursted down. It is a possibility. But there's only the Ancient Apparition left, who is also TPing out. Earthshaker getting a kill on the Omni Knight. These 2 supports here for O2F doing tons of work for their team. And that's also going to be the death of that T2 tower down bottom. So O2F slowly and surely getting closer and closer to winning this game and proceeding down to that 2nd round. Whereas Artie, they are slowly getting closer and closer to that losers bracket. So that best of 1 losers bracket, where if they lose, they're going to be eliminated from the tournament, and their journey through this tournament will come to an abrupt end. So hopefully they might be able to make a comeback with this, but their lineup, unfortunately, just does not scale as well as O2F. They have a PA whose physical damage will go through the roof during that late game when she has 6 slots. And PA actually going to go and try and get a kill on this Ogre Magi. She has the Aegis, so she's not afraid. Actually, Death Prophet deciding to go in there trying to help her friend, but she does get completely sniped down by the Necrophrase with the Reaper Scythe and the Dagon. And that's actually 5 heroes down on the side of Artie. And bit of smack talk coming from the Elder Titan, I think. I'm not too sure what the actual translation is. If in the YouTube video, if you'd like to leave a comment as to what they were saying, please do. I would actually appreciate that, and I'll translate it to the people who are watching this from YouTube in English, just so that they can actually understand what's going on, just so they won't feel left out. And this might be that middle racks as well for O2F. Artie, they can't really defend it. Death Prophet doesn't have buyback, does she? No, she bought her Heart of Shurask recipe instead of holding on to some buyback. So unfortunately, they're not going to have buyback on her, and they might not be able to defend this. Yeah, Omni Knight's gone up top. The rest of the heroes are here. They're trying to get rid of this creep wave from the T4 towers. There's going to be a spirit thrown out by the Elder Titan under the 2 supports here. And that's a free 2 middle Raxes for O2F. They're going to go to the secret shop. What are they going to get? What's Elder Titan want to pick up? He's picking up a relic for himself. What's he going for? Oh, Earthshaker definitely going for items now. He's thinking, oh, I'm a DPS now. And this is going to be the death of the Ogre Magi. He strolls a little bit too far, and he does get picked off immediately by the Reaper's Scythe and the Reaper's Scythe from the Necrocolite and the PA. And this also might be a kill here in the Omni-Knight. He does repel himself in time. He can TP out if he wants to. He's going to try and grab a kill here. That's going to be the GG call from the Nyx Assassin. They know they can't come back from this game. They've lost 2 sets of Raxes. They would have lost a third. They throw out the Omni-Knight ultimate just so that Omni-Knight doesn't get picked off him. That's pretty much it. So GG, well played. Amazing plays from O2F. They definitely capitalized on some of those kills. They got a lot of those kills just from great team fight engagements, whereas Artie, they got caught out a couple of times with their pants down, and their lineup just doesn't scale as well. So they needed that early game advantage, which they just did not get. So O2F, they're going to proceed up into the higher upper brackets, whereas Artie, they have a second chance in the lower bracket. They will be playing it on the... I'm going to check the date for today. Oh my goodness. What's the date? It is the 19th of November, so they have another chance tonight on the 19th of November. I'm not sure if I'm casting them. We'll have to see, but... And that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for watching this video, guys, on YouTube. If you like what I do, please hit the subscribe button. And also, if you'd like, you can please, if you can, follow my Twitch channel as well. I will be casting a couple of games on there live. I'm only recording this for the Mole Dota 2 tournament just because I'd actually like to, yeah. I like to record the series. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.